Jai Shri Sai, everyone. On behalf of the Santa Barbara Sai Satsang, I welcome you all. So, with the blessings of Shri Sainath Maharaj and Dr. Satpati, we shall now start this beautiful evening with a session of Sri Guru Bhagavad as we celebrate the 6th anniversary of the Sai Satsang at Santa Barbara. So, we started this session in January 2015 with the blessings and permissions of Dr. Satpati. We started with a few people at our home, and then in 4 months' time, we moved to the community center again with the permission of Dr. Satpati. He assured us that many more may come, and many more have come. And from the monthly satsang, we have slowly but steadily grown into weekly Thursday bhajans, the quarterly Nam Japs and Aarti, and the charity drives. So we thank Sri Sainath Maharaj and Guruji Dr. Satpati ji for giving us an opportunity to serve the community in whatever little humble ways we can. On that note, we now start the Dhoop Aarti as it's evening in California. And the recording will be played and the lyrics will be on the screen. Jai Shri Sai.
श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। आरती साई बाबा सौख्य दातार जीवा चरण रजातली न्यावा दासा विसावा भक्ता विसावा। आरती साई बाबा स्वस्वरूपी राहे दंग मुमुक्षु जनादावी निज डोळा श्रीरंग डोळा श्रीरंग। आरती साई बाबा जया मनी जैसा भाव दया तैसा अनुभव दावी से दया घना ऐसे तुझी माव तुझी माव। आरती साई बाबा तुमचे नाम ध्याता हरे संस्कृती व्यथा अगाध तव करणी मार्ग दाविसे अनाथा दाविसे अनाथा। आरती साई चंद्रभागा भाव पुंडलिक जागा पुंडलिक जागा भाव पुंडलिक जागा याहो अवघे जन करू बाबाशी वंदन साईंशी वंदन करू बाबाशी वंदन जणू म्हणे बाबा साई धाव पाव माझे आई पाव माझे आई धाव पाव माझे आई घालील लोटांगण वंदीन चरण डोळ्यांनी पाहिन रूप तुझे प्रेमे अलंगीन आनंदे पूजिन भावे ओवाळीन म्हणे नामा त्वमेव माता पिता त्वमेव बंधु सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृति स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे श्री गुरुदेव दत्त अनंता तुला ते कसे रे स्तवावे अनंता तुला ते कसे रे नमावे अनंता मुखांचा शिणे शेष गाता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा स्मरावे मनी त्वत्पदा नित्य भावे पुरावे तरी भक्तीसाठी स्वभावे तरावे जगातारुणी मायताता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा वसे जो सदा दावया संत लीला दिसे यज्ञ लोकान परी जो जनाला परियंतरी ज्ञान कैवल्य दाता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा बरालाधला जन्म हा मानवाचा नरासार्थका साधनी भूत साचा धरो साई प्रेमा गळाया अहंता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा धरावे करी सान अल्पज्ञ बाला करावे आम्हा धन्य चुंबो निघाला मुखी घाल प्रेमे खरा ग्रास आता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा सुराधिक ज्यांच्या पदावंदिताती शुकाधिक ज्यांचे समानत्व देती प्रयागादि तीर्थे पदी नम्र होता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा तुझ्या ज्या पदा पाहता गोप बाली सदा रंगलीची स्वरूपी मिळाली करी रास क्रीडा सवे कृष्णनाथा नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा तुला मागतो मागणे एक द्यावे करा जोडितो दीन अत्यंत भावे भवी मोहनी राज हातारी आता नमस्कार साष्टांग श्री साईनाथा ऐसा येई बासाई दिगंबरा अक्षय रूपावतारा सर्व हि व्यापक तो श्रुतिसारा अनुसया त्रिकुमारा बाबा येवा काशी स्नान जप प्रतिदिवशी कोल्हापुर भिक्षेशी निर्मल नदी तुंगा जलप्राशी निद्रा माहुर देशी ऐसा येवा जोडी लोंबतसे वाम करी त्रिशूल डमरुधारी भक्ता वरद सदा सुखकारी साई बा पायी पादुका जपमाला कमंडलो मृगछाला धारण करी शिवा नागजटा मुकुट शोभतो माथा साई बा तत्पर तुझाया जे ध्यानी अक्षय त्यांचे सदनी लक्ष्मी वास करी दिन रजनी रक्षिषि संकट वारुणी ऐसा येई बा या परिध्यान तुझे गुरुराया दृश्य करी नयनाया पूर्णानंद सुखे ही काया लामिसी हरि गुण गाया ऐसा येई बा साई दिगंबरा अक्षय रूपावतारा सर्व हि व्यापक तो श्रुति सारा अनोसया त्रिकुमारा बाबा येई बा सदा सस्वरूपं चिदानन्दकन्दं जगत्सम्भवस्थान संहार हेतुं स्वभक्तेच्छया मानुषं दर्शयन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं भवद्वान्तविध्वंसमार्तण्डमीड्यं मनोवागतीतं मुनिर्ध्यानगम्यं जगद्व्यापकं निर्मलं निर्गुणत्वां नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं भवाम्भोधिमग्नार्दितानां जनानां स्वपादाश्रितानां स्वभक्तिप्रियाणां समुद्धारणार्थं कलौ सम्भवन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सदा निम्बवृक्षस्य मूलाधिवासा सुधाश्राविणं तेक्तमप्यप्रियन्तं तरुं कल्पवृक्षाधिकं साधयन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सदा कल्पवृक्षस्य तस्याधिमूले भवद्भावबुद्ध्या सपर्यादिसेवां नृणां कुर्वतां भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं अनेकाश्रुता तर्क्यलीलाविलासै समाविष्कृतेषान् भास्वत्प्रभावम् अहं भावहीनं प्रसन्नात्मभावं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं सतां विश्रमाराममेवाभिरामं सदा सज्जनैः संस्तुतं सन्नमद्भिः जनामोददं भक्तभद्रप्रदन्तं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथम् अजन्माद्यमेकं परब्रह्म साक्षात् स्वयं सम्भवं राममेवावतीर्णं भवद्दर्शनात् सम्पुनीतप्रभोऽहं नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं साईनाथं श्री साईश कृपानिधेऽखिल नृणां सर्वार्थसिद्धिप्रद युष्मत्पादरजप्रभावमतुलं धातापि वक्ता क्षमः सद्भक्त्या शरणं कृताञ्जलिपुट सम्प्रापितोऽस्मि प्रभो श्रीमत्साई परेश पादकमलान् न्यान्यच्छरण्यं मम साई रूपधर राघवोत्तमं भक्तकामविबुधद्रुमं प्रभुं माययोपहत चित्तशुद्धये चिन्तयाम्यहमर्निशं मुदा शरत्सुधांशो प्रतिमं प्रकाशं कृपातपत्रं तव साईनाथ त्वदीयपादाब्जसमाश्रितानां स्वच्छायया तापमपाकरोतु उपासनादैवत साईनाथ स्तवैर्मयोपासनिना स्तुतस्त्वं रमेन्मनोन्मे तव पादयुग्मे भृङ्गो यथाब्जे मकरन्दलुब्धः अनेकजन्मार्जितपापसंशयो भवेद्भवत्पादसरोजदर्शनात् क्षमस्व सर्वान् अपराधपुञ्जकान् प्रसीद साई सद्गुरो दयानिधे श्री साईनाथ चरणामृतपूतचित्तास् तत्पादसेवनरतः सततं च भक्त्या संसारजन्यदुनितोर्धविनिर्गतास्ते कैवल्यधाम परमं समवाप्नुवन्ति स्तोत्रमेतत्पठेद्भक्त्या यो नरस्तन्मना सदा सद्गुरु साईनाथस्य कृपापात्रं भवेद्ध्रुवम् रुसो मम प्रियाम्बिका मजबरी पिता हि रुसो रुसो मम प्रियाङ्गना प्रियसुतात्मजा हि रुसो रुसो भगिनी बन्धु हि श्वशुर सासुबाई रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो पुसो न सुन बाई त्या मजन भ्रातृजाया पुसो पुसो न प्रिय सोयरे प्रिय सगे न ज्ञाती पुसो पुसो सुरदना सखा स्वजन नाप्त बंधु पुसो परीन गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो पुसो न बला मुले तरुण रुद्धहीना पुसो पुसो न गुरु धाकुटे मजन थोरसाने पुसो पुसो न च भले बुरे सुजन साधुहीना पुसो परीन गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो रुसो चतुर तत्त्वविद् विबुध प्राज्ञ ज्ञानी रुसो रुसो हि विदुषी स्त्रिया कुशल पंडिता हि रुसो रुसो महीपति यति भजक तापसी हि रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो रुसो कवि ऋषि मुनि अनघ सिद्ध योगी रुसो रुसो हि ग्रह देवता निकुल ग्राम देवी रुसो रुसो खल पिशाच हि मलिन डाकिनी हि रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो रुसो मृग खग कृमि अखिल जीव जन्तु रुसो रुसो विटप प्रस्तरा अचल आपगाब्धि रुसो रुसो खपवनाग्निवार अवनि पंचतत्वे रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो रुसो विमल किन्नरा अमल यक्षिणी रुसो रुसो शशि खगादि गगनि तारका रुसो रुसो अमर राज हि अदय धर्म राजा रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो रुसो मन सरस्वती चपल चित्त ते हि रुसो रुसो वपुदिशाखिला कठिन काल तो हि रुसो रुसो सकल विश्व हि महितु ब्रह्म गोलं रुसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा मजबरी कधी रुसो विमूढ म्हणुनि हसो मजन मत्सराही डसो पदाभिरुचि साई वसो पदी प्रणय पोरसो निखिल दृश्य बाबादिसो न दत्त गुरु साई मा उपरियाचनीलारुसो हरि ओम यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवास्तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन्न तेहनाकं महिमान सजन्त यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसय्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो दधातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः ॐ स्वस्ति साम्राज्यं भोज्यं स्वराज्यं वैराज्यं पारमेष्ठ्यं राज्यं महाराज्यमाधिपत्यमयं समन्तपर्यात् ईशात् सार्वभौमः सार्वायुषान्तादापरार्धात् पृथिव्यै समुद्रपर्यन्ताया एकराळिति तदप्येष श्लोकोऽभिगीतो मरुतः परिवेष्टारो मरुतस्यावसङ्ग्रहे आवीक्षितस्य कामप्रियैर्विश्वे देवा सभासदैति श्रीनारायण वासुदेवाय सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। करचरण कृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा अपराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री प्रभो साईनाथ श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय।
So, Jai Shri Sai. So after Baba's soulful Aarti, we shall now have a session on Guru Bhagavad reading for the next 30 minutes. It is a pre-recorded session where 5 readers will be reading the extracts from the first 5 volumes in English. Please enjoy the nectar of Guru Bhagavad.
Jai Shri Guru Bhagavad. Volume 1 will familiarize the readers with the 3 basic elements of Shri Guru Tattva, that is, the fundamental principles and features of the divine realm of the Sadgurus of the world. They are the divine personality of the Guru, the personality of the disciples, and the different aspects of their mutual relationship. I shall now read an extract from Volume 1. Shri Guru Prarthana. O Shri Gurudev, my soul ever yearns for your feet. Only when I meditate on your holy feet, my mind gets absorbed in it. Otherwise, the illusion wrought by the play of Maya surrounds me with mundane worries. Repeatedly getting defeated at the hands of Maya, my jiva cries aloud to Sri Hari for redemption. Problems like disease, anxiety, worldly worry, grief, poverty, and repentance, each as powerful as the other, stifles the human beings. In the spur of the moment, mighty waves of thought arise in the ocean of mind with tumult. Each worry is like a wave which does not allow the heart to ever remain peaceful. The distressed human beings run after the priests, offer them gifts and dakshinas. They visit the temples where they lament bitterly. They perform religious rites like taking bath in river Ganges, undertake 12 vratas, worship of the deities, and fasting as per prescribed rules and procedures of the religion. Yet they continue to suffer. O Sadguru, you are the very soul of the devotees. You are born for your devotees. When any devotee faces a time of crisis, your compassionate divine play begins then. When the devotee becomes despondent, you come into his life from somewhere unexpectedly. You sprinkle his heart with drops of compassionate love and bestow on him knowledge, energy, and strength. O Gurudev, the divine power of God flows through your compassionate looks. When you cast your kind glances towards any devotee, when you shower your grace on anyone, the many forces of nature become his servant, because all the forces of nature and its 5 elements are under your command. Fire and air move according to your will, as also the other 5 elements of nature like water, earth, and the sky. O Sadguru, you are my friend, brother, mother, and my ever-loving father. Kindly be seated in the innermost recesses of my heart and keep on accepting the flower of devotion that I offer. In the secret garden of my heart and in the Parijata forest of your kindness, your resplendent divine form manifests. O Gurudev, at that moment my mind gets absorbed in the Chidakasha. Your resplendent form appears at a point over the meeting place of the 2 eyebrows. Beholding the luster of your divine form, my mind gets settled therein. The 5 life forces get transfixed and my eyes get sanctified. O Gurudev, in my Chidakasha, how lustrous your divine form reflects. I have no words to express its glory as my tongue becomes mute. Like the mother cow when longing for its calf sheds drops of milk from its udder, so also your compassion flows for the devotees when you think of them. O the beloved Guru, I prostrate at your feet. I have become sanctified by smearing the dust of your feet on my body. Beholding your divine personality, everyone gets astonished. Where from such cool water flows in the worldly desert, they wonder. You are the personification of the divine kindness of Sri Hari. Compassion is the essence of your divine personality. You pardon the many sins of your devotees innumerable times. By giving sorrow along with happiness and by imparting direct experiential knowledge, you evolve the devotees by redeeming them from the worldly miseries. Hence, whatever happens around you is always for the good. A non-believer does not understand and the believer does not question it. O the Guru Govind Gosai, you are the receiver of the devotional emotion of your devotee. The devotee is ever protected under the shadow of your kindness. When the devotee forsakes his ego and stubbornness and prostrates before you with a devotion, you place your compassionate hand on his head. O Gurudev, your kindness is spontaneous and unqualified. Please reside in my heart. Let me remain at your feet. O Gurudev, I'll bow before you repeatedly. O the inexhaustible source of compassion, I am only a speck of dust under your feet. I am born for you. I am born because of you. I have welcomed you in my heart at the very first sight. Having crossed 40 years of my age, I realized that my life had become poisonous. Being absorbed in the worldly affairs, I used to consider myself superior to others. My ego was inflated, so much so that I respected none, not even the sun and the moon. Absorbed in the illusionary game of Maya, I had gone mad. Due to the beneficial results of the past life punyas, I was reigning over people. I was drowned in my own ego and was oblivious of your memories. O Gurudev, how kind of you to have shattered my ego. Drawing me to your holy feet, you gave me refuge. Sprinkling my heart with loving thoughts, you held my hand with compassion. Otherwise, a sinner like me would have been destroyed due to his own sins. O Gurudev, the divine cloud of compassion, take my life under your shelter. Let my mind, action, knowledge, and devotion ever be at your service. At last, chanting your name, let my soul depart from my body peacefully at your feet and merge into your divine expanse. Jai Shri Sai.
Jai Shri Guru Bhagavad. Volume 2 will enlighten the readers with the subjects like the Divine Personality of Sadguru, the Divine Science on the Body of Sadguru, the Power of Miracles of Sri Guru, the relationship between the Guru and the disciple, Divine Grace, the Science of Death, etc. I shall now read an extract from Volume 2. The Science of Death. Remembrance of the Guru at the time of death. If the devotee remembers the name of his Guru or his Ishta at the time of death, he receives the power of the Guru or his Ishta. As a result, during the time of death, when the power of Maya pulls him from one side, the power of the Guru pulls from the other side. One who remembers his Sadguru at the time of death and who fully relies only on the compassion of God gets released from the clutches of Maya. Today's happiness is followed by tomorrow's sorrow. Life is like a quagmire in which human beings move in circles and circles in the whirlpool of life. Once in the quicksand, the jiva gets entrapped in the wave of illusion. From outside, it appears like a pure water, but from inside, it is full of mud. A jiva feels helpless. He is overtaken by great fear. If he does not have knowledge of death, then he suffers from great agony at the time of death. If Sri Guru is remembered at the time of death, he takes the subtle body with him and also bestows on him the knowledge of the subtle world. If the devotee during his lifetime is able to establish an emotional relationship with the Guru, then he receives the kindness of the Sadguru at the time of his death and in the ensuing birth as well. In the new life, the devotee does not remember his past life. He becomes oblivious of the memories of his past lives and does not remember his Guru. The compassion of the Guru at the time of death. One who continuously remembers the Sadguru at such time of death surely receives his kindness, which reduces his death pang. The effect of mundane activities performed by a person with the help of the physical body is suffered through the physical body itself. However, the subtle body bears the effect of the activities of the subtle mind. A devotee who continuously recites the name of the Guru at the time of death receives his protection not only at that time but also in his next life. Sri Guru permits the universe and is beyond time. Therefore, the memory of the Guru exists in the form of a seed in the soul of the devotee. This seed in him sprouts during the next life and manifests in the form of devotion towards the Guru. Without the kindness of the Guru, such memory does not get awakened in the new birth. After death of the gross body, all human souls move to the subtle region, but the soul of the devotee receives protection from his Guru. Certain activities in the life of a person which creates debt for him for the next lives are likely a noose around the neck tied by a butcher. He does not realize that one day he will have to suffer the worldly miseries and then die. Prayer. O Gurudev, who else except you can help him during his journey to the netherworld? Who except you can impart subtle knowledge by removing his ignorance of many lives? Therefore, your best devotees ever remember your feet at the time of death. You take your devotee beyond the region of death. The devotees get extremely scared in the netherworld. You get him acquainted with the new world. You tell him, "Oh my dear devotee, don't be shaken with fear, because your soul is divine, deathless and eternal." Once your mind comes under your control, then this Pretlok will just vanish. You will escape from this Pretyoni and ascend to the heavenly abode with me. Shun your bodily love because it is ephemeral in nature. How can you experience the subtle world with your mundane nature coming out of a worldly existence? Therefore, let not the Pretlok bring fear and Swargalok generate attachments. Listen to my word and dispassionately experience your life in the subtle world. Get rid of all your fears, worries, and tribulations. Be brave because I am your Guru and I am ever with you. Meditate on me with a peaceful mind. I exist in the form of illumination in the ocean of that transparent light. Realize that the voice that comes out from the ocean of light is my call to you. Speech is the language of communication on earth, but subtle sound is the language of communication in the subtle world. When your mind gets absorbed in this light, you will be able to experience me in it. If you experience me there, then you will go to the heavenly abode with me. Jai Shri Sai.
Jai Shri Guru Bhagavad. Volume 3 will enlighten the readers with the subjects like religion, the remaining part of Mrityu Vidya, the theory of Karmaphala, and some portions of Guru Sadhana in a detailed manner. I shall now read an extract from the Volume 3. Guru Sadhana, Meditation on Guru. There are two methods of meditation on the Guru. Meditation on his form and his divine qualities is the first method and is known as Saguna Dhyan. Meditation on his formless absolute self is the second method and is called Nirgun Sadhana. Meditation without a form is more difficult than the meditation with a form. Once one achieves perfection in meditating on the form, then it becomes easier for him to meditate on the formless. Saguna meditation is practiced by concentrating on the image and the attributes of the Guru or the deity. Meditation only on the form without remembering the divine attributes is incomplete. Meditation on the form is a meditation on the limited aspects of the Guru, whereas meditation on the formless is unlimited. The universe is the manifested form of God. However, Shunya is God's non-manifested reality. Meditation on form, meditative postures. The two best postures of meditation are Padma-asana and the Siddha-asana. It is not easy unless the asana is well practiced. In the meditation on the form, the devotee initially concentrates on the physical appearance of the Guru. Thereafter, he moves the focus of his concentration from toe to head. Again, he focuses head downwards to the feet of the Guru. Thereafter, he closes his eyes and tries to recapitulate the complete form in his mind. During the process of Saguna meditation, he enters into a state of spiritual ecstasy and starts visualizing the form of the Guru more and more vividly. He starts focusing on different parts of the body of the Guru and connects the physical posture and the divine nature with Guru as he had seen. Different planes of spiritual ecstasy. When in the state of spiritual ecstasy, a devotee feels as if the Guru is nothing but God himself and is the divine animator of the universe. Such an emotional upsurge creates a spiritual pulsation in his heart. The devotee feels as if the Guru is nothing but a universal divine consciousness. Although he is in physical form, he truly pervades the universe in a celestial form. Externally, the Guru appears to be a human being, but he is God in reality. Once this knowledge dawns upon the sadhaka, his bhava towards the Guru gets stabilized. When a devotee experiences this formless aspect of the Guru, he gets a glimpse into his celestial form. Immersed in his divine essence, the bhava of devotee comes to stay. When filled with ecstasy in the Guru's meditation, devotee loses his sense of time. He knowledge, devotion and occult powers due to the kindness of Guru. Once the celestial form of the Guru is entrenched in the inner recesses of heart, he starts experiencing vibration and horripilation in his entire body, and tears start rolling down. Difficulties faced by devotee during meditation. During meditation, the Guru deliberately creates obstacles for him. If the devotee, undeterred by such obstructions, continues to meditate, then his mind attains equanimity. At the deepest level of meditation, mind and consciousness becomes calm. At this stage, he starts visualizing the Guru in Chaitanya form of celestial light. He experiences the Guru as if he were face to face with him. Meditation on the Guru is the best spiritual method for a person who considers the Guru to be his sole protector. Concentration on the form of Guru brings quick spiritual evolution. That's why it is said that the Guru is the savior, the giver, and the God for his devotee. At times when devotee becomes impatient for his spiritual evolution, Guru comes to know of it. He teaches him to develop patience and destroy his desire for quick spiritual evolution. The use of human intelligence, unfortunately, is an anathema to spiritual evolution. Till one doesn't shun his intelligence, spiritual evolution is not possible. Meditation directions of Guru. Shri Guru instructs his disciple to repose complete faith in him and to meditate on his form from head to toe and then from toe to head. In this process of meditation is repeated a number of times and the form of the Guru starts becoming clearer day by day. The Guru advises the devotee to purify his body and mind and perform jap at least twice a day, either in the morning, evening, or at night, sitting with the asana posture. Initially, one is unable to focus his mind. Multiple thought waves might disturb him, as fickleness in the nature is the very nature of the mind. As the reflection of the sky can be seen clearly on the placid water, so an unwavering mind can reflect the image of the Guru. Meditate on my form with a tranquil mind. You'll see my resplendent form more clearly the deeper you enter into meditation. Devotee follows Guru's instructions. A good devotee always strives to comply with the instructions of this Guru. When complying with the orders of the Guru, he starts becoming oblivious of his own pleasures and pains. Faith begets devotion, and devotional motion generates divine experience. Meditation based on dry human intellect alone gives a shallow experience. Mere spiritual knowledge without a devotion is also incomplete. One who surrenders to the Guru will always mentally dwell on his form. When Guru bestows his compassion, then the eye of the devotee's inner vision starts opening up. Jai Shri Sai.
Jai Shri Guru Bhagavad. Volume 4 will enlighten the readers with subjects like God realization, difference between the worship of the Guru and worship of a deity, Yoga Sadhana, Shakti Siddhi Vibhuti, theory of meditation, definition of Samadhi, the human body and the universe, the theory of incarnations, etc. I shall now read an extract from Volume 4. God realization, definition. The gross human body is the instrument for receiving subtle divine experiences. Realization of God is experienced from within the soul. Spiritual practitioners experience God when they are in a state of samadhi. The divine form and essence manifest in the inner self and shines as a divine light. The divine power of Brahma is experienced from within. The jiva gets emancipation only when he is able to immerse himself in the ocean of divine light and simultaneously maintain his consciousness. One sees or realizes God during Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Only a 1 in a million person achieves Nirvikalpa Samadhi. God realization implies experiencing the original divine form of God. Nobody has been able to see God with his gross eyes. It is due to the kindness of Sri Krishna that Arjuna was able to see his universal form with the help of a subtle vision. Arjuna's third eye was opened by God. Looking at the universal form, Arjuna became indebted to him. When divine compassion dawns, such results suddenly fructify in such a manner. Such an achievement is not the result of one's good deeds, but result of kindness of God. For a realized soul, the illusory game of Maya does not exist. Such a person gets rid of cycles of life and death and achieves emancipation. Illusory concept about God realization. Everyone yearns for salvation, even without understanding its meaning. They presume that they will realize God in the manner in which they get other material gains like wealth, property, children, fame, knowledge, kingdom, power, or manpower, or a spouse. To start with, a human being desires for a certain thing and achieves it by striving for it. He uses his body, mind, and prana and achieves the desired object. The basic idea of what should be achieved is highly limited in human beings. To them, God realization is something like procuring a house. God is beyond his creation even if he is the creator. One can get all the objects and materials of creation, but the creator is non-achievable in this manner. All the objects of creation, like planets, stars, male and female deities, etc., will face destruction in course of time and will lose their identity in the vast expanses of time. All miraculous powers, including the siddhis, living and non-living objects of the universe, emanate from Brahma. Finally, they will all meet with their nemesis. Even if one possesses miraculous powers, It cannot be termed as God realization. One may have all the spiritual knowledge, but it cannot be termed as God realization either. When traversing the path of spiritualism, one undergoes various types of experiences. There exist various layers of transcendental and divine experience. The physical body vibrates with spiritual pulsation when Kundalini Shakti is awakened. Kundalini is nothing but a kind of power. Even the awakening of Kundalini power cannot be interpreted as God realization. Some ignorant people, after having a little experience, think that they have achieved God realization, the most valued treasure in any human being's life. Sometimes the deities appear in the dream of the devotees. Some of these devotees think that seeing of such deities in dream tantamount to God realization. Some devotees are wonderstruck when they experience a flash of bright light and presume the light to be the manifested form of God in his original state. Some emotional people suffer from an overactive imagination. Presuming that they have realized God, they become excited too. At times, a naive priest gets the devotee to perform certain ritualistic activities with the promise that Sri Vishnu will appear before the worshipper upon completion of the puja. Going through the astrological chart of the devotee, the astrologer gives assurances that God will appear at his doorsteps the next day, when the constellation of Pusha will appear in the sky. A highly ignorant and fraudulent person advises someone, let's perform a yajna for the peace of the universe. When you put the oblation in the sacrificial fire, God will appear before you. Who can dare say as to when God will manifest himself? Neither can the priest, nor can the astrologers, nor can the deities, nor can the ordinary human beings predict it. The states of Savikalpa Samadhi, Brahmaleen, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, or Nirvana are the highest stages of spiritual evolution that a sadhaka can achieve. Jai Shri Sai.
Jai Shri Guru Bhagavat. Volume 5 will enlighten the readers with the subjects like blind faith, the acts of cursing and blessing, divine relationship between Guru and disciple, Siddhi Tattva, the principles of the family life, the principles of Kala, etc. I shall now read an extract from Volume 5. The definition of Siddhi. On completing the practice of yoga, special benefits are gained. These benefits accrue in accordance with the type of sadhana undertaken. The etymology of the word Siddha in the Sanskrit language establishes that Siddh is the root syllable. Siddhi is defined as the highest stage of achievement in any field. The categorization of Siddhis with examples. According to Brahma Vaivat Puran, there are 18 types of Siddhis. Of these, 8 are Mahasiddhis and 10 are Upasiddhis. The minor Siddhis or Upasiddhis are from the Mahasiddhis. Major Siddhis can be considered to be high potency compared to the minor Siddhis. Mahasiddhi. Anima is one of the Mahasiddhis. By the power of this Siddhi, a big object can become small or the size of the object can be altered. An example of the Anima Siddhi is mentioned in Ramayana. Maruti flew over the ocean to visit Sri Lanka. On the way, he was obstructed by Surasa, a female demon, who challenged him. Anyone moving in the sky towards Ceylon has to pass through my mouth. This is the boon given to me by Brahma, which will never fail, she said. Hearing this, Hanuman, the brave one, asked Surasa to open her mouth and allow him to enter into it. Hanuman used Anima Siddhi and the size of his body became diminutive. He entered the mouth of Surasa and came out with ease. The second Siddhi is called Mahima. By the power of this Siddhi, an object can become larger in size. Such a change in shape can take place both in living and non-living forms. In the Ramayana, Hanuman picked up a hillock called Gandhamardhan, which contained a medicinal herb called Vishalayakarini. He used the power of Mahasiddhi to enlarge his body. Then he carried the hillock on his shoulder and flew to the destination. Similarly, in the battleground of Mahabharata, Sri Krishna expanded his body to a cosmic form which terrified Arjuna. The third Siddhi, known as Laghima, has the power to reduce the weight of an object. Sri Krishna could lift Mandagiri by use of this Siddhi. The Garima Siddhi is opposite of Laghima. It increases the weight of a substance. Angad's feet becoming heavy in the court of Ravana is one such example. Prince Angad, the son of Bali, journeyed through the air and appeared in the court of Ravana as the ambassador of Sri Rama. The king of Lanka was a highly egocentric individual. When Angad conveyed the message of Sri Rama, Ravana insulted him. By dishonoring an ambassador, Ravana violated all protocol. He ordered Angad to be imprisoned. Angad dared Ravana to attempt even lifting his feet, let alone tying him down with a rope. The demons tried to lift Angad's leg but failed. Prapti is the fifth Siddhi, which ensures unimpeded movement to all places. No material object can block the movement of a person who acquires this Siddhi. Who can obstruct the path of the Siddhas during their journey? The Siddhas can move everywhere through any medium, solid, liquid, or air, by merely wishing for it. There is an anecdote mentioned in the life history of Adi Shankara, according to which he resorted to aerial travel to meet his mother. Before adopting asceticism as a way of life, Adi Shankara had given a promise to his mother that he would surely return to her at the time of her death. When his mother was in her last moments, Sri Shankara was in the Himalayan hills. Hence, he had to undertake an aerial journey to meet his mother to keep his promise. By the use of Prakamya Siddhi, a Siddha can change his form to a desired form. As per depiction in the Ramayana, Ravana converted his form to a Brahmin and came to the Panchavati jungle. He perfidiously kidnapped Sita. The seventh Siddhi is known as Ishatva. This Mahasiddhi contains the 5 powers of God. These are the powers of creation, sustenance, and destruction. It also includes the power to manifest and also disappear. Sri Dattatreya, who is believed to be an incarnation of God, possessed the powers of the 3 deities. He believed to be the first Sadguru on earth. He mastered the Siddhi of Ishatva and immortality. He is worshipped by all as the first Sadguru. The 8th Siddhi is known as Vashitva. It gives the power to bring everyone under subjugation and to rule according to one's will. The deities, demons, animals, birds, human beings, trees, reptiles, ghosts, and others can be kept under such subjugation and control. During his Vrindavan Leela, Lord Krishna could exert control over all living beings by the use of this Siddhi. Lord Krishna denigrated the powers of Indra and neutralized the powers of Lord Brahma. He created the city of Dwaraka Dham at the sea coast merely by a wish. There have been several Siddhas who never wanted to demonstrate the power of Siddhi, even if they possessed many of these. Their only wish was to be devoted to God. Jai Shri Sai.
Jai Shri Sai. We hope you enjoyed the devotional reading. So now we shall have a 5-minute session on Sri Sai Nathaya Nama Nama. This jap was written and composed by Guruji. It's a very special jap for our satsang. Our satsangs are never complete without the jap. So let's chant along with Sri Sai Nathaya Nama Nama.
श्री साईनाथ महाराज की जय। श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री साईनाथाय नमः नमः श्री सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः नमः श्री मंगलमूर्ति नमः नमः श्री गुरुचरणाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय।
So with Baba and Guruji's blessings, we come to the conclusion of the first session of today's program.